I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's a filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at insori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the Village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy merch.
Okay, Wacky Tour is here.
Part 2, Symmetry.
Part 2, Symmetry.
For Ayreon.
Ayreon, let's do it.
I know it's hard to find the words, but tell me all about your world. Do you struggle to adapt? Do you feel detached? It seems I'm always out of place, like some alien machine. I never know how I should be, or what to feel, or what is real.
Can you help us reach our sun? Can we put our faith in you? Can you help him overcome? There is brilliance shining through.
afraid I see signs of impairment, but there is something more. He's an exceptional savant, one in a million. His mind is ablaze with distraction, but maybe I can help. I'm testing a new drug that can help him focus.
I'm not sure why I'm afraid. No, he won't beat me, not without a fight. No! One day I'll show them I am the genius. One day the whole world will know. One day I'll show
Sarah. I told you she's my favorite too. Right there. Sarah from Ancient Bards.
Where am I going? How did this happen? My life has unfolded depressingly average. But if I support him, help him reach his potential, he'll be my contribution. I can still make my mark, my name will live on.
Crazy.
His Highness is charming. I wish I could reach him. He's strangely disarming. I hope I can free him.
I know I can help
He needs
him
someone like
to reach
me.
his potential. He'll be my contribution. They remember my name, my claim to
Oh, that's fun. Yo, look. Father has been secretly putting the drug into the progeny's food. The results are almost immediate and stunning.
why you're here. You're a fellow man of science. Our point of view is very much alike.
The choice is clear. I don't need to be convinced. Denying him this chance just isn't right.
Give him one a day. That's the safest place to start. At such a tiny dose, the risks are low.
Keep it between you and me. They would never understand. Let's both agree that no one needs to
this movement to
Yep.
whatever you want to call it.
Well, that dad changed his story.
Yeah,
Well, you know, people can feel two things at the same time. They can feel completely discouraged, like they're never going to win, but then at the same time be like, but I really believe in him.
do you want background music during the comments, or I'll leave that up to the DJ. The DJ wants background music, we'll do it. If not, we won't. Go ahead.
He was just expressing, you know, his discouragement when he was discouraged, and now he feels encouraged, so he's expressing the other
the dad or the son?
Yeah, the dad. Although I will say the dad really is coming off looking like a user, because you said he was trying to have this whole big theory at the beginning of everything, and now he sees his son's mind waking up,
right.
And now he believes in him and believes that this is the answer to
his dilemma.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I think that's if you look at this second, I'm saying second song, but just stay with me.
Second phase.
Yeah, because this completes CD 1. Like if we had the physical CD, this would be the completion of CD 1. But what's interesting about this song is if you look at the teacher and the dad, the teacher in the first song looked like a really pure, motivated person. Like she's like, hey, this guy's a genius, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But then when you listen to the teacher talk to herself, she would be like, I'm an average person. I've never done anything, but my attachment to this genius is going to be, I'll be the Mr. Miyagi to his Daniel-san. And so when you look at the teacher, the doctor who's willing to experiment on this kid, use experimental drugs, and the dad, they're all using this guy for they'll have their own motivations. And the only two people that appear to have pure motivations with this kid are the mom and the girlfriend, or I'm assuming the soon to be girlfriend.
Yeah.
Where like he is the subject or whatever. But so they bring him to the psychiatrist to give him drugs to fix his brain. And because the doctor says, well, it's experimental, the mom is like, hell no, we're not doing that. And the dad is like, well, if it'll help me figure out my TOE, then let's take a stab at it.
Yeah.
But, it doesn't matter where you are or what the subject matter is. This is what happens to child prodigies. You see it a lot in sports. Like, one of the reasons, it's not really a racial issue, but one of the issues with a quarterback is that the quarterback has to be able to read defenses. And like when I'm playing Madden, I'm like, oh, that's a cover 2.
Yeah.
You need to be able to read defenses very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And for some reason, there's not a lot of black quarterbacks that can do that, and there are a lot of white quarterbacks who can. People go, oh, it's racism. Well, actually, here's what happens. When the black kid is coming up in high school, he, especially as an athlete, he's generally going to be more athletic than everybody else on the field. And so he makes these big splash plays, 70-yard runs as the quarterback, all that type of thing. And then the coach gets to ride, shotgun to all that glory.
Oh, yeah.
So instead of doing boring things like making the kid not take the 70-yard run, but teaching him how to read the defense, because you're getting that instant gratification, the coach gets all the spotlight. So what the coach does is he encourages the kid just to run roughshod all over the field and maybe make a pass or two. By the time the kid gets to college, he's no longer this physical specimen, and he has to rely on being able to read a defense, but he can't because he was never taught that, because the adults in his life were just using this kid as a way to get famous. So by the time he gets to the NFL, he's 5 or 6 years behind the white quarterback.
Yeah.
Because the white quarterback who's not as athletic, then the coach has the same motive, whether it's white, black, purple. It's the same motive. It's like, this kid's a high school phenom, I'm going to ride his coattails. But because the guy is not as athletic, they teach him to read defenses, so by the time he gets to the NFL, he can play ball. So, like I said, I don't think that's a racial issue. It's just one of those things where adults are exploiting the genius of these kids, and they're not really caring about the ramifications to the kid because they get to ride, coattails. A lot of these coaches were former players who never made it. And now you've got this kid, so you can live vicariously through this kid. Yeah. So the coach is not going to give up the big splash play. You can have a kid run 70 yards for a touchdown. The whole audience is yelling and screaming. Or you can have him, throw the ball 9 times for 4 yards and score a touchdown. Well, one of those styles works in the NFL, one of them does not.
Right.
So all I'm saying is like this whole thing where the adult jumps on the prodigy child and rides their coattails the way the teacher is doing. That's still a very, 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 very common phenomenon.
I mean, yeah, and that's been going on forever. Because I remember, like, when I first found out about Shirley Temple and the way that her mother was with her, and like how she took all of her stuff. She worked this girl, and she took all of her money.
Yeah,
you know, she just. Yeah, so that's wrong. That's
we
wrong.
also see that there's this reality show called The Rap Game.
I was thinking of that too. Yeah.
And in the Rap Game, you have all these, you know, sometimes 12, 13-year-old kids.
Sometimes 9.
From the ghetto.
Yeah.
And you
Wasn't
all...
the youngest one 9? Or was it 12?
He was 12, I think.
Oh, yeah, he looks 9 to me.
But he looks like a 9-year-old.
Yeah, you're right, he's 12.
But you have all these little kids from the ghetto, and sometimes they're white, like it was, you know, it doesn't matter. You can be ghetto if you're white or black. Remember the white dude on the first season that we saw?
Yeah.
And his mom was like a heroin. And you see all these little kids saying, I got to get my family out of the hood.
Was she heroin? I thought she had, like,
yeah, she had
health issues.
Yeah, caused by her drug use. So, like, but my point is, you hear these little kids saying, "Oh, I got to get my family out of the ghetto," and then the parents on the show are like, "We got a lot riding on this.
There's a lot riding on you. You need to.
This is our ticket out of the hood." It's like, holy shit.
How about you be the parent and do the ticket out?
Yeah. What are you doing? Right? Like, so this is all like very. I wonder if the guy who wrote this album or whatever. Because obviously he's musically and lyrically a really, really gifted guy, and you makes you wonder like
if
this is somehow autobiographical to a degree, because
it wouldn't surprise me.
You know, when you have that kind of singular talent, people are, you know, the adults in your life almost become like vultures, and you know, and so it's a very, very interesting situation where the kid now is being celebrated. I'm sure now he's like, yay, I've got this bond with my dad. I mean, we'll have to see in the next 2 songs.
Yeah.
But it's a real thing where kids get exploited by not only the adults in their life, but unfortunately by the parents. Mm-hmm. So now he's slipping in these drugs and the mom has no idea.
Yeah. And I'm kind of like, the dad from the beginning didn't seem like he had a good motive. But, like, obviously this drug is working, at least at this point, really well for this kid.
Right.
You remember that, there was a movie, I thought it had something about a butterfly in the title. But it was, like, this guy, he was really, really smart. I don't know. I think it had some, like, I know he got like really, but he got like, his mind got clear for a little bit and then he started backtracking. But I think when he started falling in love, he almost drowned a kid in the tub because I think his mind was slipping backwards again. You don't know what I'm talking about.
No. But what about it?
Well, it just kind of reminded me of that story a little bit because I think he needed the butterfly effect. That's what I thought it was. I'm pretty sure that's the name of it.
I never saw that movie.
Oh, you never did?
No, I'm surprised you saw it and I didn't.
It'd probably fuck you up. It's a tough watch, but it's a good movie. But anyway, so it kind of reminded me of it. And then there was this story that my mom used to tell me when I was a kid about this guy, and it had to do like a story, and maybe it was the same similar story, that they were doing these experiments on these like rats. And he was like extremely smart, and they started giving this stuff to the rats, and the rats like started doing really, really good. And so he got really, really clear-headed, and just all of his intellect was able to kind of come, like how he explains like how his mind just started clear and he was able to think. And but then they saw like, I think that all of a sudden like the rats were having a really, really, really bad effect after a while. So then he knew that was going to happen to him. Have you ever heard that before? Yeah. There's a weird word that she used to say.
There's a lot of controversies right now. I mean, it's going to get dangerous, but I don't care. There's a lot of controversies right now on this very topic of parents disagreeing on experimental drugs
with their kids.
It's just vaccines for the COVID thing, for example.
Oh,
you had some parents that were like, nope, and the other parents that were like, yep. And like, if you're in Canada. If you're the parent that says, no, it doesn't matter, you can go ahead and get the kid vaccinated. Of course, recently in Canada, there was the first Pfizer lawsuit that just got filed for damages, and I think they had to pay out. So,
Wow.
it's like real shit. And of course, we just got done watching the documentary.
Yeah, look, the Wackator.
Yeah, we just got done watching another documentary where, in Canada, one parent wanted to give the child hormone blockers or whatever, and the dad was like, "Nope, she's 13," and so obviously Canada sided with the mom on that shit. Like that's a real moral quandary, man, because all of this shit is experiment. I don't care what anybody says. The vaccine
crazy.
Obviously is not like this pristine. It's not the same thing as like a polio vaccine or whatever. I mean, we know that now.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of these folks were saying. They were like, "Man, this is experimental. We've never seen this before. I'm not putting that in my kid." I mean, we didn't vax our kids because, we got vaxxed because
Well, we didn't not vax them at all. We did a lot of the regular childhood vaccinations, but
shit.
Yeah, just to be clear, the COVID-19 we didn't do.
We were calibrated on that, but this is a real issue, especially in the modern world where these decisions are getting made, and I'm sure it's happening. I'm sure there's some well-meaning mom who's slipping her kids some puberty blockers or whatever, and the dad is like not on board, or vice versa. I mean,
yeah.
Both parents have, in my opinion, have good motives with their kids in the real world situation.
Oh well, yeah.
I'm not talking about in this scenario. I'm saying,
yeah. It's just, I would be really angry if they did something experimental with our kid, and I was against it, and you were for it, and then you went behind my back and did it.
Yeah.
If it happened to work out for them, I would be a little bit less angry because I would be like, okay, like I understand where you were coming from because you knew that it was going to really worry me to go day after day giving them this drug, not knowing what's going to happen. And now I see it's working out very well for him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would be like, what the fuck? Like, that could have gone really bad. What if it would have killed him? And we would have never had that conversation. You just went ahead and did that.
I mean, we don't know what's about to happen.
I know.
We've got
2 more phases, so.
But it is fascinating how, I'm sure when this album was written, I mean, what year was this album written?
I don't know if it shows it on this.
Yeah, just check it on Genius.
Well, here, I'm up on, look. Released on October 28th, 2013.
2013. Okay, so that was well before all of these controversies. You know what I'm saying? Like, and yet here we are in 2022, almost 10 years later, and this is a very real world situation. I mean, it's the same thing with drugs like Adderall, for example. Kid's got a mental health issue, and the doctor says, "Hey, this Adderall will help.
Yeah,
it'll help you focus," or whatever it is Adderall is supposed to do. And you got one parent that's like, "Okay," and another parent goes, "Nope." I mean, that's really difficult.
I used to be like, well, I mean, I've heard the kids say, "Well, look, it really helped me. It helped me focus."
Adderall? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my ex was given that when he was in school, and he said he was very much able to focus.
Yeah.
But then he started getting seizures, so they had to take him off it. That scared me.
Was it Adderall or the other one?
I don't know which one. I don't know which one he was on.
For ADD all the time.
I just think that the more I see about the school system, the more I disagree with the way that we're forcing kids to learn so much on every topic, so that way they can be prepared to do whatever job is available to them. That the majority of the stuff, it was crazy because I was talking to my sister. That's the one. Yeah,
Ritalin is the one. Yeah, go ahead.
I was talking to my sister who, she homeschools her kids as well, and you have to understand, like, I was like a B, C student, and that's like me, like, really trying. B's and C. B's, I barely ever got A's. Like, and that was, I struggled and struggled. I was stressed out all the time. I hated school, blah, blah, blah. My sister, she pretty much always got A's. And she, to my, like, what it looked like to me, we would study. I would study for hours. She would study for minutes. And she would get A's and I would get B's and C's. And I couldn't believe when I saw, like, I saw this kid, Nick, he was like melted down, like, in class because he got a 99. And I was looking at him like, are you serious? You're melting down over a 99? Like, I would be over the moon if I got a 99, but he was so upset that he couldn't get that 100, you know?
I met kids like that in school. I never understood them.
It makes more sense now. You know, I think that there's a lot of there was a lot of perfection that was expected in those school systems and within those families and stuff. But anyway, like,
well, on top of that, there was also if you don't get into college, you're going to be a loser for the rest of your life. And if you don't get into a good college...
kid's family was like lawyers and stuff.
If you don't get into a good college, you'll really be a loser for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I think this generation, like, when they're looking at us and they're seeing all the student loan debt crisis and all the rest of it, you get a lot of young people now that are like, man, I'm not doing that shit.
Some of these kids are playing, you know, video games on YouTube and they're making
millions
tons of money. Yeah.
I mean, it's not that easy. You know, I was consulting with Sayla. We spent a good 2 hours, and I was explaining to her how the YouTube game works because it's what she wants to do. Mm-hmm. And I think she's got a pretty good setup, and I think she could be successful. But I was explaining to her the grind, and I was explaining to her, like, look, man, there are YouTube channels that have 1 million subscribers. Mm-hmm. Literally 1 million subscribers, mm-hmm. get 200,000 views every day, and are dead broke. And they're calling on people that have much less subscriber counts than them to ask them how to crack the code on YouTube. It's very, very difficult.
Yeah.
But back in the day, all you had, if college is the only path that you can see to having a successful life, mm-hmm. then you're gonna be a lot more invested in what your grades are and studying and all that. I don't really hear. I mean, again, our kids are homeschooled, so. But when I get around young people, I don't hear them stressing about their grades and stuff. Like, we used to. Remember, we always used to stress about our grades.
But I didn't stress. I didn't stress about it. I didn't stress about it because of college. I stressed about it because of the teachers and my parents. Like, if we didn't get a certain grade,
they believed that you would be an absolute loser.
I know.
If you
well, not really.
If you didn't go to college.
Discouraged from going to college.
Right.
So no, it was just so much friggin' pressure, and I think our pressure came from, like, I mean, make sure that you represent our family well. Like, I think that's where all the pressure came from.
There's that too.
But my sister was talking to, like, this other girl. Like, honest to goodness, this girl was so friggin' smart, Lauren. Her and my sister were like top of the class, you know, everything right, blah blah blah, and anyway, so they were talking and they said that that girl Lauren was like, you know, I got called to the principal's office. I got sent to the principal's office. My sister said, "What?" Because she was like a perfect student. She's like, "Yeah." She said, "Honestly, I think that that my teacher, who was married to the principal, was going through a midlife crisis, and she was taking that out on the students. And she said she sent me to the principal's office." This reminded me of me and you. So Lauren said, I got to the principal's office. I sat down, and the principal was like, "So what are you, how's school going?" And she's like, "Well, you know, I did my homework, blah, blah, blah." He goes, "All right." He goes, "Well, keep up the good work." Send her back. I think but it was just weird to be like, yeah, that's true. Like, a lot of those teachers were kind of like at that midlife point.
Later, pony.
And there was a lot of stress, and they were in a very rough system that was very strict. So they were taking that out on all us kids.
Well,
so anyway, so that girl said, I don't remember anything from school. And I said, you always laugh and say I'm like the worst commercial for homeschooling. But I mean, I wasn't homeschooled. 5th grade and above is where I was homeschooled. Everything before that, I'm just as bad a memory on.
Yeah.
And that was just too much stress. But yeah, whatever.
This is a 9.3 for me.
Okay,
the plot,
I'm matching you on that one.
The plot is starting to thicken. What I like about this song is that the metal is great, but there's an actual plot here. Like, people are being introduced and their motives are being explained. This kind of reminds me of that first Proto Men record that we did, where there's like an actual story.
Yeah.
I love records like that. They're very few and far between because obviously they're difficult to do. I keep hearing the name Arjun here. I guess Arjun is like the grand master of this entire project. The dude is a genius. So, all right, guys, we're coming right back. Movement number 3 on the way. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.